people, and welcome back to Wine Chat. My name is Emma and I'm a certified sommelier with a mission to spread wine knowledge and to help you drink better. Petillant Naturel, Pet Nat, Method Ancestral Sparkling. These are some terms that you may have heard the cool wine kids out there swinging around, but never fear, because today we are going to get to the bottom of what exactly is Pet Nat, why it's delicious, and why you should be drinking it this spring and summer. Let's chat about it. Petillant Naturel, or Pet Nats for short, might be something new that's popped up on the wine market over the past few years, but it's actually a sparkling wine that has been around for a very long time. So Pet Nats are made using the sparkling method of the Ancestral method, or as they call it in France, Method Ancestral. This method of making sparkling wines was first mentioned in texts from Limoux in France from 1531, which means that it outdates the traditional method of making sparkling wine, which is how champagne is made. To make a Pet Nat, the grape must will begin its alcoholic fermentation in a tank before being paused about halfway through. This will usually happen by dropping the temperatures and chilling the wine, and this will cause the yeast that usually converts the sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide to fall asleep and stop working for a little while. Then the wine will be transferred into bottles and sealed with the cap. The temperatures will be brought back up and the yeast will come alive again and continue to convert the sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide. Because the carbon dioxide will have nowhere to go, as the bottles do have caps on them, the carbon dioxide will go into the wine and make it slightly sparkling. You'll find that Pet Nats are not as aggressively sparkling as your typical champagne or perhaps another sparkling wine. For example, a typical bottle of champagne will have about 5 to 6 bars of pressure, whereas a Pet Nat will only have about 3. Although you can't see with my wine today because it is a red Pet Nat, the wines will often be a little bit cloudy and might have little bits of sediment in them, and this is completely okay. Pet Nats are never usually disgorged, fined, or filtered in any way, so this means that everything is left inside the bottle. So to get around this, just make sure that the bottle is standing upright for a little while before you serve. This means that all the sediment is going to fall to the bottom of the bottle. Just be careful when you're pouring out that last glass though, that you don't pour all the sediment out with it. It may sound very simple to make a Petillant Naturel or a Pet Nat, but it's actually very tricky and can be quite dangerous if not done right. If you bottle it too late, there won't be enough carbon dioxide and the wine will be flat, there won't be enough bubbles in it, and it'll just be like drinking a still wine. But if you bottle too early, there'll be too much carbon dioxide and the bottle might explode. Because the wine will only go through one fermentation, the alcohol level will usually be around kind of 10 to 12%, which is slightly lighter than your typical champagne. So the lower ABV paired with the gentleness of the bubbles makes this a really easy wine to drink. It's perfect as a picnic wine, a little mid-afternoon pick-me-up, or even if you ever needed a breakfast wine. Another really great thing about Pet Nats is the price point. You can usually find a delicious wine from an incredible producer for around the £20 price mark. And in fact, the bottle that I have today here, which is the Ancre Hill Triomphe Pet Nat, only cost me a beautiful £16. With the label natural wine trending so much over the past few years, Pet Nats have really come along for the ride as well. And you'll find that most producers of Pet Nat do tend to work on the more kind of minimal intervention, natural or sustainable side of the winemaking table. The end result of a Pet Nat will be a gently sparkling, maybe sometimes a little bit more kind of rustic and a lively wine. The examples that I've tried have been incredibly vibrant and really fruit forward, including this example here from Ancre Hill, and they all go down far too easily. You can now find Pet Nats from all over the world, including here in the UK, even in Wales, France, of course, Austria, the USA, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, you name it. I feel as if they make wine there, then they probably make Pet Nat as well. Although you may have to search a little bit harder to find a Pet Nat compared to a champagne, most good wine shops, or even if you have a great supermarket in a larger town, they should stock them. For us here in London, we are super lucky. We've got a ton of wine shops that sell incredible Pet Nats, and even now we have a ton of restaurants who are putting Pet Nats on their sparkling wine list too. The Pet Nat that I have been drinking here today is the Triomphe Pet Nat from Ancre Hill. Now, Ancre Hill are a biodynamic wine estate. They're based in Monmouthshire in Wales. And they're truly the first people to convince me that Wales can produce really delicious wine. The grape for this is a grape called Triomphe, and it's a grape that I had never really encountered before this wine. It's a hybrid grape variety, and it was originally made in Alsace, but now it is more commonly grown here in the UK. It is known for its light tannins, its bright and fresh raspberry and blackberry flavors, making it the perfect grape for a Pet Nat. It's really delicious, really lively, and I can't wait to keep drinking this all summer long. Well team, that is all from me today on Pet Nat Wines. I hope you've enjoyed this little look at an alternative style of sparkling wine. I think Pet Nats are really nice because they're really accessible, not only at the price point, but they're super easy to drink, they're really fun, and they're a nice option if you want something slightly bubbly, but you don't want something as serious as a champagne. As much as I love champagne, sometimes you just need a great picnic wine, and for me, this is absolutely that. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried a Pet Nat. What has been your absolute favorite one in the world? Remember to subscribe to Wine Chat for more wine education, and make sure you give this video a like. Well, until next time team, remember, drink better, be better.